My boss replaced me with the intern I trained. Then I exposed them to the feds. My name is Lena Hart, 42 years old. Until a few weeks ago, I was the lead systems architect at Tech, a mid-sized pharmaceutical data company in Austin. I spent nearly 4 years designing the infrastructure that ensured clinical trial data was clean, compliant, and 100% secure. But all that changed. On my birthday, that morning started off weird. The team had surprised me with cupcakes and a cheesy card. But by 3 p.m., I was sitting in a cold conference room while my manager, Derek, handed me a pink folder. Inside was a severance agreement and a canned speech about restructuring for agility. What he really meant? They were replacing me with Rachel, the 24-year-old intern I'd been mentoring for 6 months. "We can pay her half your salary," Derek said, not even bothering to hide his grin. "It's just business, Lena. I should have seen it coming." Lately, he'd been shutting me out of strategic meetings and asking Rachel to join calls I used to lead. Still, I trained her because I believed in passing the torch, not having it yanked out of my hand while they lit me on fire. I left the office in shock. Severance agreement in one hand, birthday cupcake in the other. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind kept racing. Not because I'd been fired, but because I could already hear the warning signs in my head. They had no idea how fragile that system was. The next day, I got the first call, then another, and another. Tech's system was crashing. Regulatory compliance flags were firing, client dashboards were showing corrupted data, and Rachel, sweet but wildly underqualified, was panicking. Eventually, Derek called. "We need your help. Name your price." I didn't respond right away. I needed time to think. Because truthfully, I didn't just want revenge, I wanted clarity, justice. So I returned as a consultant. 350-hour, minimum 40 hours, paid up front. Derek didn't blink. That's how desperate they were. Back in the office, the tension was palpable. Rachel didn't show up. "Stress," Derek mumbled. As I began unraveling the mess, I realized something far worse had happened. The errors weren't just rookie mistakes. They were deliberate. Late that afternoon, I got a message from Rachel. She wanted to talk. We met at a cafe nearby. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. "Derek asked me to make some changes last week," she admitted. "He said you'd approved them and I should just implement them quietly." I didn't know what I was doing. And when things started breaking, I begged him to call you. But he said that would prove your old systems were too complicated and you needed to be replaced anyway. I sat there, stunned. This wasn't incompetence. This was sabotage. Rachel then said something that really shook me. Now he's saying I acted on my own, that I made unauthorized changes. HR is investigating me. Let me be clear. I was angry at Rachel. She had made changes she didn't understand. But I was angrier at Derek, who not only lied about my approval, but planned to let her take the fall. What kind of man sets fire to his own house just to prove the architect was unnecessary? I asked Rachel to forward every text and email she had. She did. What came next wasn't revenge. It was strategy. I consulted a labor attorney and a compliance officer at the FDA. Together, we built a case. Derek had overridden core architecture, backdated approvals, and pressured a junior staffer into compliance, compromising sensitive clinical trial data in the process. On Monday, I walked into that conference room with a slim portfolio and an unexpected entourage. 2 FDA officials, Rachel and Jacob, a developer who had quietly backed me up through the chaos. Derek turned white as a ghost. "Lena, what is this?" "The beginning of accountability," I said calmly. I laid out everything: logs, timestamps, Rachel's messages, proof of Derek's override. The FDA agents took it from there. Victoria, the icy CEO, tried to play it off, but the panic in her eyes was unmistakable. "I've already accepted a new role at NeuroCore," I added. "And my first task? helping Bioterratech's former clients migrate their data safely. They didn't even try to stop me. 6 months later, I'm thriving. My new company values transparency, experience, and actual results. Rachel and Jacob now work with me. We've rebuilt a better system, stronger, smarter, more resilient. So here's what I want to ask you. What would you have done in my place? Was Rachel innocent or complicit? Was I too harsh? Too soft? Let me know in the comments. What do you think about manipulation, betrayal, and how far someone should go to protect their legacy? And tell me this. When does just business cross the line into personal betrayal? Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories that cut deep.